Let's start off in Nigeria, where we understand that several students abducted from the Confluence University of Science and Technology, Osara in Kogi State, have been rescued by local hunters and security agents, according to the government. Now, Kingsley Femi Fanwo, the Commissioner for Information and Communication, actually did confirm this in a statement on Sunday, reiterating the government's determination to protect its citizens and maintain peace and security in the state. Well, joining me on the program at this time is the Commissioner for Information in Kogi State, talking about Kingsley Fanwo. He joins me virtually. Thank you for joining me on the conversation.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. I mean, this is great news that the very unfortunate incident that happened, the abduction of the students, we understand that they've been rescued. Can you just give us a more detailed account of, actually what happened and the process leading to the rescue?
Thank you very much. The unfortunate incident happened at about 8:30 to 9 p.m. on Thursday, where daredevil kidnappers and bandits stormed the Confluence University of Science and Technology, Osara, and they whisked away about 24 students. And the governor activated the security architecture of the state immediately, and there was a coordinated joint operation by the Nigerian Army and other military forces, as well as the DSS, police, local hunters, who gave the kidnappers a very hot chase. The coordination helped a lot, and after the governor visited the place, he assured the management and parents of the students that the students will be their release will be secure. And hours after that, they were secured by the operations of the military, the police, the DSS, and the local hunters. It was a coordinated and very robust joint operation by all of these security agencies to ensure that the students were returned.
Now, I mean,
it was coordinated by the governor, who ensured that he was on ground 24 hours to ensure the release. And so far, 14 students have been released, and it was 9 initially, and then 5 joined again. What
Kingsley, are you there?
happened actually is that the remaining 10 are likely not to be in the hands, and we mobilized the security agent to confront them, and they were confronted. It was a very serious gun duel between the
Kingsley, are you there?
The kidnappers and the joint force students' parents, their communities, because some of them might have even go to their communities. Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, we seem to lost connection with you, and at some point we couldn't really hear properly in detail what you were actually saying. So in total, how many students have been recovered now, released or rescued?
Yes, 14 of them. Initially, we had 9. Later, we had 5. And since last night, all those forces have been in the forest. So we have 14 so far.
Okay. Is that all of the students, or do we still have some in captivity?
Yes, we have 10. We have 10 more in captivity. Like I said, we are not sure they are still in the hands of the kidnappers because of the gun battle between the kidnappers and the joint forces. The kidnappers, surrendering to the superior firepower of the joint forces, abandoned the students and ran away. So what we are doing is just to search the forest to see where those students that also scampered for safety are. So that's what we are doing at the moment.
Okay, so as of right now, you are not sure of the whereabouts of 10 students that were, kidnapped.
Yes, we are not sure of the whereabouts. We have activated our contacts with the communities, with their parents, because some of them are likely going to just go to their communities. So we are in close touch with them so that they will be able to report if those students have returned home. But so far, we've not gotten any reports. So the joint forces are still in the forest searching for the remaining 10 students.
All right. Now, let's talk about the abductors themselves. Any trace to their identity, who they are, their background, if at all, any form of identification whatsoever as regards these abductors?
This is a very sophisticated and coordinated crime web. It is always very difficult for you to say that this is the group that is responsible for that. But, over the years, we have a trend of some terrorist group attacking educational facilities. They go to citadels of learning, attack them to discourage children from going to school and all of that. We don't know yet, and no group had claimed responsibility for the attack. But our primary concern is to get the students released and to also ensure that those that perpetrated that heinous act are brought to book. And in Kogi State, we always say that if they come in their thousands, they go back in their zeros. So we want to ensure that they don't have any courage to come back to do this kind of a thing in our dear state again.
Now, Kogi State over the years has enjoyed relative peace. Why is this happening now?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a trend. Because of our security architecture over the years that was put in place by the immediate past administration, we have a very robust security architecture that has ensured that the state is one of the safest states in Nigeria. I can say the safest state in the entire northern region and one of the safest in Nigeria. What is happening now is something that, in terms of Nigeria, could be called, the kind of spillover from what is happening in the northwest, the northeast. We are experiencing it now in the north central. And Kogi is the state that has the lowest number of out-of-school children in the entire northern Nigeria. So any attack on the educational institutions in Nigeria would be a devastating blow. So that's why we are rising to the occasion. The governor is leaving no stone unturned to ensure that this kind of an ugly trend does not continue in the states.
I mean, still talking about the trend, you keep talking or making reference to the word trend. We know that, in many areas or states in the north, insecurity is actually an issue. Do you think that Kogi State, because of the relative peace it's enjoyed, is some sort of target at the moment?
Yes, we have always been vulnerable. Let me use that. Before the immediate past administration came into power in 2016, Kogi was the center point, the hotbed of criminality in the north. And we had cells of terrorist organizations and all of that. But because of the proactive measures and because of the way the immediate past administration was able to calibrate the security architecture of the state, it became very difficult for them to survive here, and they had to move away from the state. The present governor was part of the team that was understudying and also driving that security architecture. So coming into office, he has inherited a system that he's very conversant with, and that's why he has been able to maintain law and order since he assumed office in January. We know because of our location as a nodal state, we are the most southern part of the north and the most northern part of the south, and we are sharing border with about 9 other states of the federation. So it is expected that we are going to have a lot of security challenges. I would even say that Kogi is paying for the security of Nigeria, because if there is any serious problem in Kogi State today, it is going to affect the entire Nigeria. So we know that we have all of these challenges. We know that we are the most central state in Nigeria, And we know that we are being bothered by about 9 other states. Some of those states are not having relative peace at the moment. So we understand all of this, and that's why government is always ahead of the criminals. No, this kind of breach is not out of place. You have it once in a while, but when they strike like this, we respond and make them regret coming to Kogi State, and also work on our security architecture to ensure that we upgrade to the level they cannot match.
Okay, I would like you to, of course, take me through this journey. You said that the government, of the state is always ahead of the criminals, yet this very unfortunate incident happened. I mean, I would like you to please further elaborate on that. How is the government ahead of crime?
Yes, I've said it that. I've said that this kind of a breach, you experience it once in a while. They try to beat it. Before they could succeed in penetrating the Confluence University of Science and Technology, we've abated tens of other plans that they were having to be able to attack our state. I may not be able to give all of those details here, but it's due to the proactiveness of our security network and the efficiency of our security architecture. We're always miles ahead. And this one, when the governor visited that school, he raised the point of an internal sabotage because the CCTV that was installed to be able to monitor this kind of a thing and report to the control room was switched off. So it means that there was an internal sabotage. It was switched off minutes or hours before that attack. So we will continue to work and fine-tune this and ensure that we stay ahead of them.
All right. So what is the government currently doing to beef up security in the state? In terms of technology, in terms of manpower, what exactly is being done right now?
While other states were going cap in hand to Abuja in the last 8 years to go and complain to Mr. President, we've taken our destinies in our hand, and we have introduced techno-crime fighting strategy, which has been working for the state. We cannot just depend on the kinetic approach alone. We have introduced technology. I may not be able to go into details of that, but from the Office of the State Security Advisor, you could know what is happening across the state, and you'll be able to monitor some of these things. And that's why we had a CCTV installed at Costec that we can always link up to, and it was switched off minutes before the attack, and we are still investigating that. So we have injected a lot of technology into our security architecture, but apart from that, we have also been able to activate the local security strategy by ensuring that we have local hunters, we have Metropolitan Rapid Response Squad, and all of that can rise up to the occasion immediately to quell some of these threats. That was what happened on Thursday. It would have been more devastating if those people did not rise to the occasion swiftly to be able to quell that attack. And that's why we had just only 24. We are not saying the number is small. A single soul of a Kogi, it's very important to us, and that's why the governor promised the parents that he will not leave anyone in the hands of the kidnappers.
All right. You talked about the fact that before this very heinous crime happened in that particular university, the CCTV was switched off. Any reason why?
Yeah, that's what we are saying, that we suspect internal. Probably someone did that. Definitely, we have linked it to some places that I will not mention. They would have known immediately that there was an attack there, and the response would have been more rapid than what we witnessed. But nevertheless, we're able to activate the security forces to rise up to the occasion and respond. They responded very swiftly. We want to commend the Nigerian Army, the DSS, the police, the local hunters, the NSCDC, for rising to the occasion and for justifying the reason why Kogi is one of the safest states in Nigeria.
All right. Now, recently, the governor actually did celebrate, I think, the first 100 days in office, and he highlighted some achievements. I would like you to please just tell us what, Governor Ododo has been able to, achieve in his early days in office.
Thank you very much. You know, I think I was smiling for the first time in the last few days when you mentioned the fact that we highlighted some achievements. Those things you saw out there were not the achievements of the governor. They were just the activities of the governor in the last 100 days. As the Chief Information Officer of the Kogi State government, we are working on putting all of these things together, and we will also give it to your station to hear. A lot of things have been achieved in
I'm sorry.
days.
Okay.
We've been able to integrate and we've been able to release million naira on some infrastructural development across the state, road projects within the Lokoja metropolis, and also outside of Lokoja, and also our ST at Kaba. We've released a lot of money, and infrastructural development is ongoing there. A lot of things are going on in terms of infrastructure in the state. In the next few days, we'll collect all of that and release to the public. But what you saw out there just highlighted the activities of the governor. He went to social place on this day to have a meeting on security in the state. He went to this place to have a meeting on development. So they don't represent achievement. They were just his activities.
So for now, the first 100 days is just basically the ideas the governor hopes to achieve, maybe in the coming years before the expiration of his tenure. I believe that's what you mean.
We have already recorded very concrete achievements, and that's why I said in the next few days we'll collate all of this. For instance, we're able to have what we call the hybrid power at the Broadcasting Corporation of the state under the present administration. And that will ensure that we could be on air for close to 20 to 22 hours every day and be able to enlighten and sensitize our people. A lot of internal roads in Lokoja around phase 2, Lokongoma, phase 1, around GRA have been completed in the last 100 days. So it's not just about conceptualizing the ideas alone, but also ensuring that we deliver concrete achievements to our people. 100 days, you will say is very short in the life of an administration, but the way you start will determine the way you are going to end it. So we are starting very strongly, and we've recorded concrete achievements that will roll out in the next few days.
All right, Kingsley, this time around, I might just, digress a bit, and it will be a direct question to you. I mean, the former governor of the state, any idea where he is at the moment? I'm talking about Governor Yahaya Bello.
Okay, you've posed a question to me. I think I should just ask you a question also. Why are you interested about his whereabouts?
Okay, the reason is because the current governor, played a very, involved role, when the EFCC actually did lay a siege in his house. The governor went there, and the last time I think it was seen was with the governor of the state, talking about Governor Ododo. So, I mean, that's the last official time people say, it was seen. So, it just becomes the question as the state information minister or commissioner. You should be able to tell us, if at all you have that information where he is. I'm with you.
All those things were mere speculation, my brother. The EFCC went to an address that they know maybe it's one of the properties of the governor, and they were not sure whether the governor was in there or not.
They were not sure?
The former governor. The current governor went there. The current governor is a very close political associate of the former governor, so he could go to his house. So I don't see the issues that they are raising there. The governor is a law-abiding governor. I will not obstruct any lawful arrest, lawful in quotes. And I'm not sure that the governor will do that kind of a thing. We've come out to address it frontally that the governor was not involved in obstructing any arrest, and the governor has the right to go to wherever he chooses to go.
Okay, but I'm still going to ask you again, as the state information official, any idea where the former governor of Kogi State is? Talking about the person of Yahaya Bello.
If you ask me If you ask me where the current governor is, I will tell you. I am the Commissioner for Information under Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo. The person you are talking about now is a former governor of the state, and the people handling his information is his media office, and I am not one of them.
All right. So you don't know where he is, basically.
Even if I know where he is, I'm not under any obligation to tell you, but I don't even know where he is. I think I should be asking you. You might have a clue as to where.
Honestly, I don't know. That's why I'm also asking you. Anyway.
Okay, so it means that we don't know. Okay.
All right. Let's talk about some of the plans of the governor, particularly as regards security. Many are beginning to ask questions that, I mean, with what happened at Confluence University, is this a pointer to something deeper in terms of security in the state that maybe the government really needs to sit up and the citizens maybe this time around be more vigilant in terms of, you know, the goings-on in the state, security-wise?
What happened at Costech was very unfortunate, condemnable, and it's a thing that, you know, as a government, we felt very bad and disappointed about it. But at the same time, it has also demonstrated, in a way, the readiness of the present governor to address issues of security frontally with a lot of dedication and showing also that he has the guts. You know, that should be where the conversation should be. We should address our minds to the fact that the way these terrorists operate is such a way that every day they are trying to upgrade. So you also need to match them. And we know we need a lot of intelligence. We need to gather a lot of intelligence. We need to infuse community participation in gathering this intelligence. That's why we have local hunters. That's why we also have informants across the world, across polling units, across the state, so that we'll be able to gather all of this intelligence. So it's a system, you know, that was built by the immediate past governor, and we are sustaining that. The present governor is committed to sustaining that and ensuring that we have adequate security in the state. I told you we've averted tens of very, very dangerous security threats in the last 3 months. That this one happened is a breach. We are studying it. It will make us stronger, and we'll be able to upgrade and recalibrate the security architecture of the state in such a way that we'll be able to avert this. Also, our response to what happened on Thursday is something that's been commended across the world. I've received a lot of calls from Kogi home and abroad, commending the governor for rising to the occasion, for combating the terrorists to its standstill, and ensuring that they were able to abandon the kidnapped students and run away. That shows superior firepower. And we know that a lot of them have sustained a lot of gun wounds. We have also announced to members of the public to report anyone they see with gun wounds around that area and around Kogi State. We are ready to ensure that they are prosecuted and they would know that Kogi State is not a place for them to visit again.
All right, Kingsley Femi Fanwo, the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kogi State. Thank you so much for your time on the conversation.